Hello all, welcome to study 21 of the Solving Studies to Improve Chess Calculation series. This study that I bring today is from Alexey Selezniev, Russian chess master and chess composer. Maybe the name is not ringing a bell for you, but he was one of the top players of his time and among the elite of the Russian chess players. He was playing a lot of famous tournaments, not winning, but always staying in honorable positions, and so he's also known at this time. He also has a coincidence of when Germany declared war against Russia in 1914. He was playing a tournament in Germany, and he was imprisoned together with Alekhine, Bogolyov, Romanovsky, Weinstein, and some other famous ones. So he also had some problems later in the beginning of the Second World War. He was living in the Donetsk area of Ukraine, and he was that was being invaded by the Nazis during the World War II, and at that time Bogolubov was one of his friends that helped him to flee away to other city and then eventually to France where he died. So we don't know him, but at least we can have some studies from him, so we can remember from time to time. And I hope you also enjoyed this study. If you need, watch the guide before, and then I meet you again with the solution. And here we are. I don't think this study is that hard. I just think it's cool, and so sometimes we also need some relief from surprises and frustrations while solving studies. Some like in a game, we never know if it's going to be at that moment the tactic that we need to win or to save the game, and it's like that. Studies are the same. We don't know what will it bring. We just need to be disciplined, follow the best we can the calculations and the lines. And this one, I think it's easy. I hope you have found Rook G5 exclamation mark. The idea is we are going to try to force the king to the first file, to the A file, and then go around to save the position because, of course, at first sight, when we start the position analysis, we see, well, the H pawn is going to be a problem. And if we try something like, okay, let's go to G1, well, this is a mistake because black simply advances the pawn. So next move is threatening to promote. So I can play some entertainment move like a3, but the king is not forced to take. So the king just retreats. And then I am forced to go to h1 and black will maneuver very fast. Well, here the fast idea is to bring the king to the corner and force a promotion, something on those lines, and basically white can't avoid it, and soon it will be a loss. So when we look at the position, we fast see that we can't do nothing about this pawn. So we need to also things like trying to attract the king is too soon because our rook can't progress nothing. So here is too late. Well, basically we can simply take out the king and there's no continuation possible. So white is losing over here. And after a while we see, okay, the only way is to more or less place black in zugzang, because what happens now, of course, if it advances the pawn, well, the reason is I want to try to go back and then take the rook in tempo. How can I do that? Well, I offer the pawn because the king is cut on the fifth rank. He needs to take the pawn. He needs to accept. Then I check. The king needs to go back. There are no other moves for the king. Then I check again. The king get out of the way, and now I am controlling the promotion of the pawn. I will take the other pawns next, and this is basically the win that we are expecting from white. Other moves go the same way, like for example a5. It's just the same thing. We just attract the king to the a file, then we check, the king comes back, goes away, and again we are controlling the pawn. So this is the smart move to play. What else can black do? Well, it can try go, for example, rook d4 with the idea, okay, we offer the check, and now the idea is expecting this to fail because we are now protecting the rook. But of course, at this moment, white has better, and the one is to play rook, king takes c3. Now we attack the rook, and again, black can't do much more because we are threatening to checkmate the king. So if the king moves, like for example, going down, we simply take the rook, okay? Black can take. I can even here improve with an intermediate check. The king moves, and only have to take the rook and keeping the pawn, and then I will simply grab the other one. Like for example, if it advances, I'm in time to control. So after rook g5, the rook has no escape going to d4, and the same goes if the rook goes behind, like for example h8, to avoid the trick of white being able to check from behind the king and grabbing the rook. But here it's even worse because I just sacrifice the pawn again, but instead of the move that probably black expected, well, there's no way to avoid checkmate over here. Whatever black does, unless he wants to sacrifice a rook, I take the rook and just wins one more time, and any move over here it will be checkmate. So I hope you have enjoyed. It was a simple solution, I guess. Nevertheless, interesting and always a pleasure to solve a study like this one. Hope you have enjoyed and see you in future studies. Bye bye.